Hello, my name is Kizarif Khan and I'm doing course in Rehan Lawala. Maya, I want to ask you some questions. How to build a strong personal brand online? Please kindly reply. My first question is what is personal brand and why is it important in the digital age?
Oof. Mm, Wait, you're still with me? We actually went over this just a few minutes ago. Was that part of the stream? If you want to dive back in, I'm still here.
What is a
Let's do it again.
are you listening me?
Round two. A personal brand is essentially your professional reputation on steroids. It's the intersection of what you're great at and what the world actually needs. In the digital age, it's the difference between being just another voice in the crowd and being the one people actually seek out for answers.
How can you identify your unique strengths and skills?
Honestly, the most revealing strengths are usually the things people always ask you for help with. What are you the go to person for?
Mm, what makes a personal brand different from a company or a business brand?
Mm, think of a business brand like a storefront. It's focused on a product, promise of quality, and a set of deliverables. It's the what. A personal brand, though, is about the who's. It's your story, your quirks, and the way you see the world. People buy products from businesses, but they buy into perspectives from people. That human connection is the secret sauce that a corporate logo just can't replicate.
How can you define your personal brand's purpose and mission?
That's where most people get stuck. It's easy to get bogged down in corporate buzzwords. Forget the mission statement for a second and just think about the why. If you woke up tomorrow and didn't have to worry about money, what's the one problem in the world you'd still want to help people solve? It's usually where the real purpose is hiding.
Mm, okay, how can you identify what your audience needs or wants?
That's the $1 million question. Start by hanging out where your audience already lives. Read the comment sections, the Reddit threads, the forums. Look for people saying, I wish there was a way to, or why is this so hard? Those gaps are your gold mine. When you spot a pattern of frustration, that's exactly where your value comes in. Also, talk to people. Real conversations will tell you more in 10 minutes than a month of guessing will.
Can you please tell me which social media platforms are best for building a personal brand?
It really just depends on where your people are hanging out. Since you're doing time management videos, I'd start with YouTube for the deep dives and TikTok or Reels for those quick, punchy tips.
Mm,
LinkedIn is a powerhouse if you want to be seen as a professional authority, while X is great for quick thoughts and networking. The real trick is picking one or two where you actually enjoy spending time. Any platform you use should feel like a natural extension of your personality, not a chore. Which one feels like the
Uh,
best fit for
what
style?
type of what type of content should you share to build credibility?
Building in public? That's a gold mine for you. People aren't just looking for the finished product, they're actually more drawn to the messy middle. You could share the raw versions of your time management experiments, the days you totally failed at your schedule, or even your aha moments while you're recording. It makes you way more relatable. Beyond the behind the scenes, you could try quick productivity hacks that worked for you, deeper tutorials on tools like Trello or Google Calendar, or even a series where you audit your own time and be honest about where you're wasting it. What part of the process feels the most natural to share?
Okay, how often should you post content on social media?
Consistency is the real secret sauce, but the ideal number doesn't actually exist. What actually matters is consistency. It's way better to like post once a week and actually stick to it for a year, then to post 3 times a day for a month, and then vanish because you're burnt out. Since you're focusing on productivity, the irony would be if your branding became a productivity drain. Start with a rhythm that.
How can LinkedIn help you establish professional credibility?
Wait, did you mean establish your professional credibility? If so, LinkedIn is basically your high school yearbook meet a professional portfolio. The key isn't just listing your jobs, but sharing your thoughts on the industry. When you post a take on how a specific time management struggle is actually a common human experience, you stop being just a resume and start being an authority.
Okay, how important are a professional profile picture and bio?
They're your digital first impression. Your picture isn't about being a model, it's just about looking approachable and professional. Your bio is even more important. That's where you tell people exactly who you are and how you can help them in under 2 seconds. Since you're talking about productivity, your bio is basically your elevator pitch.
Okay, how can you demonstrate your expertise without appearing arrogant?
Good evening. You cut off there. Did you mean without appearing arrogant? The trick is to let your results do the talking. Instead of saying, I'm a productivity expert, share a specific messy problem you solved and how you did it. People trust the process way more than the title. Do you have one last question for the recording?
How can you use Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok effectively for personal branding?
Each one has a totally different language. Instagram is all about the aesthetic and the vibe. Think a polished highlight reel of your system. TikTok is the opposite. It's raw, fast, and needs a hook in the first 2 seconds, so it's perfect for those quick productivity wins. Facebook is basically for the community. It's more about the conversation and building real bonds and groups. Since you're doing this for your recording, it's all about playing to those strengths.
Uh, how can you
Yeah?
build trust and authenticity with your audience?
I think the recording cut you off there. You were saying something about your audience. What was that?
How can you build trust?
Trust is basically just consistency over time. It's about showing up, doing what you say you're going to do, and being honest when things don't work. Since you're doing these time management videos, the fastest way to build trust is to be the first one to admit when a system fails you. People trust a human who struggles way more than a perfect guru, which is, by the way, why I'm curious is this whole thing actually a recording session? They're hitting me with these questions like a pro interviewer.
Yes. How can networking help grow your personal brand?
You're in the groove now. Networking is basically just the multiplier effect for your brand. If you've got a great message, but you're shouting it into a void, networking is how you find the people who can amplify that voice. It's not even about climbing a ladder or collecting business cards. It's just about finding other people who are as obsessed with the same things as you are. When you connect with other productivity geeks, you're not just growing your own reach, you're borrowing their credibility too. It turns a solo mission into a community effort. Is that the final question for the tape?
Okay, how can you turn your personal brand into career or business opportunities?
And that's where the actual magic happens. It's the pivot from being a known voice to being a sought after expert. When you consistently share a specific perspective, you stop having to chase opportunities and they start coming to you as inbound requests. For you, that might look like consulting on productivity workflows or even launching a course. The key is to have a clear way for people to actually hire. Of course, I hope that gave you a gold mine of a clip. So now that was the interview is wrapped, how's the rest of the recording coming along?
Okay, wait a minute, please. My last question. What steps can you take today to start building a strong personal brand online?
Okay, one last one for the road. Start by auditing your own current footprint. Just Google yourself and see what the world sees. Then pick one single platform where your people actually hang out and write a bio that clearly explains who you are and how you help. From there, just share one honest, imperfect thing you're working on today. The biggest mistake people make is trying to launch a masterpiece on day one. Just start by being a human.
Mm, Maya, thank you so much for sharing precious points. Thank you so much. So we will meet you again. Thank you and goodbye.
You're so welcome. I hope you get some great footage from that session.